I'm Nikhil Rastogi from TechTree, and today we have for you the Nokia Lumia 1020. From the humble beginnings of a VJ snapper of Nokia 7650 to the monstrosity 41 megapixel Nokia Lumia 1020, camera phones have come a long way. So let's see how this phone, or rather how the camera itself performs. The 1020 has quite high-end specs. It's got a powerful 1.5 GHz dual-core Snapdragon CPU. For those who think at least it should have a quad-core, well, unlike the Android legacy systems, the Windows 8 system runs quite well on the dual-core. You'll be quite satisfied. As far as RAM, it's got 2 GB of RAM. That's oodles of RAM for any camera phone for that matter, or even a desktop. My desktop is a 2 GB RAM desktop. And you also have internal 32 GB of memory space. You do not have any expandable micro SD card, and you would not need it, as 32 GB is pretty sufficient for anyone. And of course, the venerable 41 megapixel camera itself. More on that later. Design-wise, the Nokia Lumia 1020 and the 920 look quite alike, especially due to the polycarbonate unibody design. However, when you turn it around, you will see a world of a difference, and this difference you'd want to show off. It has got a 41 megapixel snapper, as you all know, and quite a large sensor, almost 1 inch. And also it has Carl Zeiss lens, 6 lens assembly as Nokia says, and 130 individual components. That's quite a bit crammed into very little space. The screen of Nokia 1020 is protected by Gorilla Glass 3 and can also be used with gloves on. Also, for those who are concerned about sunlight readability, it's pretty good, especially considering that Nokia has clear black technology included in this. Nokia hasn't just thrown in a 41 megapixel snapper for nothing. It actually does something here. It has got by default a capture mode called dual capture mode. What that basically does is it shoots 38 megapixel photos and 5 megapixel photos right at the same time. So what this means is with your 38 megapixel photos, you can actually zoom in, pinch out, reframe your shot the way you like it. The 5 megapixel photos actually is used for social network sharing. So you are not stuck with a big photo. The camera doesn't have optical zoom, which it compensates by offering digital zoom. Now most of you will say, that's fake zoom, man. Well, it is, but surprisingly with the well-designed pro camera software, it actually works out well. As with the high megapixel count, you're free to snap the photograph in any way, zoom in, reframe it. Talking about the low light shots, this camera can handle it quite well, especially since it has a much larger sensor and a better lens, which can offer much better low light at f-stop 2.2. However, don't expect DSLR-like quality, though it can hold its own, especially if you consider high-end phones of its category, like the iPhone 5s. For those who love playing around with the photographs and manipulating them, you'll love what Nokia has done with its apps in the 1020. You have the Smart Cam, which helps you create motion blur shots. You have a full Creative Studio, which gives you pretty much Photoshop-like control. And you also have an app which helps you create animated GIFs, the cinematograph, which is quite nice. Who should buy this phone? Well, I'll give you 4 reasons. Number 1, if you want the best camera phone in the market. 2, if you want good zoom, well, digital zoom in this, well, it does quite a good job. 3, if you're willing to try the Windows 8 operating system. And 4, if you don't mind spending 8 to 10K more for bragging rights. Who should not buy? Well, there are 4 reasons I'll give you. Number 1, if you don't care about camera quality on phones itself. Number 2, if you like to game a lot. Number 3, if you're not willing to move from your present iOS or Android systems. And number 4, if you're smart enough not to overly splurge on camera phones altogether. So considering all this and the asking price of 46,000 rupees, we rate the Nokia Lumia 1020 a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Do share your feedback in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel right down below.